If you followed my channel at all, you know that I'm very interested in the efficiency of the human body. And efficiency of human movement means how can we minimize physical stress and strain on our tissues, and then also maximize the capacity of our tissues using as little energy as possible. And both of those are fundamental tenets of movement efficiency. It's minimizing strain on the tissue and then minimizing the energy expenditure that's required for each activity. And in this video, I want to show you the differences of an ape spine, so our evolutionary ancestors, versus the human spine. And the first thing that I want you to see is the differences in the spinal curvature. So one of the things that we've evolved as humans to be upright is the sinusoidal pattern of the spine. And the sinusoidal means a wave-like pattern of the spine. The reason the human spine has evolved that way over thousands of millions of years is that when you have that sinusoidal pattern, the body can move in a variety of different ways. So I can flex and rotate, I can extend and rotate, I can side bend and move in different ways. And when we lose that wave-like curve of the spine, the body loses degrees of freedom, or we lose movement options. Along with that, what you can see on the red line here is that the human spine has a lot higher pelvic incidence angle, meaning we have a higher angle where our sacrum meets our low back, and that allows for that lumbar curvature. If you look at the ape spine on the left side, you can see that that curvature is a lot lower. And for that reason, apes they often sit back more and then they walk on all fours because of that. When you lose that lumbar lordosis, it becomes very inefficient to walk upright. And that's why when you see monkeys or apes walk, they always walk in quadruped unless they're trying to scan their environment or they're trying to make themselves big from a safety standpoint. How I think about this is when I see people who lose that lumbar lordosis or the ability to maintain that lumbar curvature, what happens is that it becomes much more energy taxing to do things such as walking. And when things become more taxing that way, the body starts to feel that as a stress and strain to the lower back, or that's translated all the way up because of a lack of thoracic kyphosis and a lack of the cervical lordosis that follows. So what the take-home message of this is, the position of the core and maintaining that curvature of the lumbar spine is very important from a longevity and energy efficiency standpoint. The other thing that I want to mention is if you see the barrel-chested position that many apes or monkeys have, that is a result of when you're not able to have a strong core and lumbar position and the spine can't stay upright, it changes how we can breathe. So when you're upright and you can use your diaphragm, that creates a nice skeletal look of the abdomen and the thorax for breathing purposes and for efficiency of breathing. And when you can use your diaphragm better, the diaphragm is the roof of the core. So we have our diaphragm, we have our transverse abdominis, we have our multifidi in the back, and then the pelvic floor under. And that creates this house or boxy structure of our core. When we can use that, we can leverage our core not only to breathe better, but then also to move through our spine better. So a combination of the sinusoidal pattern of the human spine, the higher pelvic incidence of the human spine versus the ape spine, and the changes in the rib cage are all major things that have influenced how we become more and more efficient to be upright movers and walkers. And we need to think about those principles. We need to leverage those principles when we're working with clients because that's going to help them on a whole body efficiency level where their tissues aren't taking on as much stress and strain.